Good Lord, what's going on around here? Look at all this stuff cluttering up the kitchen. Well, it's going to make the kitchen look nice and pretty. I just got done. Well, somebody else installed the countertops and installed the stainless steel sink. And after that, I thought, phooey on calling the plumber. I did call a plumber to get a price, and they wanted $750 to install the faucet, the soap dispenser, the drain, what do you call it? The basket strainer. That's called a basket strainer whole thing. I just installed that whole thing down in there. Okay, like that. And for them to install the garbage disposal, install the piping underneath there, $750, $752 to be exact. And that was with me providing a garbage disposal and the sink faucet and the soap dispenser and the strainer. All he was going to have to do was provide the piping for underneath. So over $700 labor to do this. And you don't, that's why I'm making these videos, because I thought, hey, phooey on that. I'll just make some videos and attach them to this to these episodes of the condo renovation and show you that if I can do it in Average Joe, of course you can do it too. I'm not a plumber. I've installed faucets before, basket strainers before, garbage disposals before, but once in a blue moon. Maybe garbage disposals, maybe 3 or 4 in my life. Replaced a couple in my life, taking out an old one and installing a new one and stuff like that. Maybe 10 sink faucets before in my life. That's it. I haven't done any of this type of plumbing for probably the last 5 years. But don't let that deter you from trying to tackle it on your own. If you got any sense, especially if you're taking out old stuff, you can kind of take out the piping and go to the store and get whatever parts. You could even use some of the old stuff if you wanted, you know. But this particular video is going to be how to install a garbage disposal. And here's the old garbage disposal I took out with the old sink, and it still looks in good shape. If it was me, I probably would put it back in, but mind you, I don't know how old it is. It says a 4-year warranty. It still ran really good. And then maybe down the road, replace it if it ever goes out. I don't use a garbage disposal that much anyways, but I discussed it with Momi, and she thought better of it. She thought, let's go ahead and purchase a brand spanking new one, which is right here. It's got a 6-year warranty, and it's 3/4 horsepower. This one was a 3/4 horsepower. That was an incinerator. This one's an incinerator. So I am going to be installing this new incinerator right here. That's what this video series is about. If you want to watch that, stick around. Now, when you go to the store to get a garbage disposal, how much is it going to cost you? This thing here was $150, and you can get one down to 3/8 horsepower. So if you get a 3/8 or a half horsepower instead of a 3/4 horsepower, yeah, it's not going to cost you as much. But this one was $150. The average, they had some other brands, 2 other brands there that were close to $150, $145 for the Moen. This one was $149 and change. Okay, so $150. And most garbage disposals, well, at least the incinerator, does not come with the pigtail. This is what I'm calling a pigtail. Okay, this was I decided. Okay, there's your pigtail, and that happened to come off of this one. I thought, hey, since I'm not using this, why not take the pigtail off it and use it? Okay, you could buy a new pigtail. Here's a new one. Okay, this will set you back $12, $13. And it's your power cord kit. And it comes with your little Romex connector. Okay, 2 wire nuts and your cord. Okay, it's no different than this, right? And so I'm going to take that back to the store, and I'm going to install this right here. And I was glad I pulled this out of the box at the store, and I thought, well, I'll just see what it has with it, because I didn't know at first if it had a pigtail or not. See, here's the drain goodie that installs in the sink, and I'll show you how that goes in a minute. They're actually pretty easy to install. I especially like the fact that there's screws on here, and then it sucks it up from the bottom. I can virtually install this on my own. I don't need anybody to help me. Like the last basket strainer I installed, it kind of looked like this, but slightly different, that I just installed over here. Okay, and I've got that on my videos. Okay, this deal here, when you tighten this one just happens to be slightly different than how I'm going to be installing this with the screws underneath. Some basket strainers have the screws underneath, and that's the kind I like. But this one here, you see up in here, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of dark on there. There's a plastic nut, and I had to tighten that up by my fingers and then tighten it up with the channel locks. But as I'm tightening it, this wanted to keep spinning. So I needed Momi to help me, so I had her hold it with this, and then put a screwdriver in between there to keep it from twisting. Okay, if you're doing it on your own, it's virtually impossible to get this tight, really snug, because it keeps wanting to twist from up here as you're tightening the nut, the plastic nut. That's why I don't like that kind, but it came with the stainless steel sink, so I used it. But see, I like this kind. The old sink that was in here, it had this type with the screws, and it pulled it and sucked it straight down. Okay, and could I have taken it off the old sink? Yeah, I guess I could have. But see, this stainless steel sink, when we purchased it, it came with the basket strainers, and it came with the bottom bits, and it came with some covers and stuff over that, and this on here, and that all came with the sink. So I didn't need to fish that out of the old sink. And it's kind of tricky to do that anyways without scratching it all up, getting the nut off and all that kind of stuff. But in any case, I pulled this apart, pulled this out of the box, and see, here's a 90-degree elbow, and it comes with the little fitting that goes on there and stuff. I'm not going to use the 90-degree elbow, because if it was just one sink, if it wasn't a double sink and you had the garbage disposal just in the one sink hole, let's say, not a two-hole sink, I would use that elbow, because then you go straight down to the trap and then out below. But because this is side by side with the other sink bay, you've got to come in kind of, see, this is the old one. This is the old one here. And see, the garbage disposal, this is the old garbage disposal. The garbage disposal was here, then this connects from the garbage disposal, and then goes straight over, and this goes up to the other sink, and then it goes straight down to your P-trap, your adjustable P-trap, and then out through your wall, see? So this, the new garbage disposal, obviously is gonna go straight, not an elbow. So I'm not using the elbow. Now I could use some of this old piping, but this piece here might not be long enough. I might have to buy a new one of those. You can go to the store. Look at this. Look how long this one is. I got a shorter one. I could put that there and still use this T section, the trap and all that. Or you can go to the store and you can get a whole thing that's set up. See here, this one, telescopic disposer kit. And here's you've got that T bit and this part that goes over If that's not long enough, usually it's not, then you take an extra piece, extend it out, you take the other piece, extend it up, and all that kind of stuff. And here's all your parts. Here's what it looks like, see? Right there. You got your parts from here to about there and straight up, see? All this here. And then you can go back to the store and you can get your P-trap if you want. Here, I've got the whole P-trap and all that kind of stuff. But see, if this P-trap is still in good shape, I might take this whole thing apart later and see what parts I can rob off of it. Rob Peter to pay Paul, right? And maybe put that in there. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about installing the garbage disposal, meaning installing this portion and taking this out, installing the power whip, this pigtail on the bottom of that. And then once I get this installed, I'm going to hang the garbage disposal on that. And that's going to be what this video series is about. Okay? And then I'll do a different video series on how to connect all the plumbing together. And like I say, you don't have to be a plumber in order to do these things on your own. That plumber, my word, the plumber wanted $750. Almost, well, $750, and that the only parts that was included in that was your black P-trap assembly and all that. I was still going to have to buy the garbage disposal, the sink basket strainer, the faucet, the hand soap dispenser, and all of that. And then he would install the faucet, the sink dispenser, the hand soap dispenser, the basket strainer, the garbage disposal, and all the plumbing. $750? Are you kidding me? Save that money. Why pay somebody else when you can do it yourself? That's what my videos are all about, by the way. Okay? And it's showing if an average Joe, that's me, if I can do it, you can do it. So stick around. And the next thing on this is I'm going to pull this out and we're going to install this pigtail on that garbage disposal.